Felabration is the yearly event to celebrate Fela's life and achievements. We think not only we don't really do death, remembrance of his death. We rather celebrate his life. Because Fela is the kind of man whose existence is still present. You know, Other than the physical form, it's like the man is still with us with his music and his ideology and the passion that he instilled in all of us. So sometimes you might die physically but still exist. So we want to celebrate his existence because Fela used to love his birthday. So the celebration is always at the week of his birthday. So yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's becoming a worldwide phenomenon. I think a lot of people also do Felabration, but they are not like officially affiliated.
Right.
But with this year, a lot of people doing Felabration also want to be officially affiliated with the Lagos. So that gives it more of a global reach, and yeah, so it's really interesting the kind of things that could be done and could happen, with time. Yeah, it's still a young festival in terms of festivals in this part of the world. Felabration, even though it's been going on for about over 10 years.
It's been consistent though.
Yeah, and it gets bigger every year. We don't get a lot of sponsorship because the establishment don't want to be connected to Fela in any way.
That's so ironic. Are they still pulling that?
Well, because what it is most of Fela's enemies that are still in power today. And for them to support Fela, no matter how right it seems, for them is admitting guilt. And they don't want to admit guilt.
They have to look at themselves in the mirror like,
Yeah.
that lyric was about me.
So that's it.
That's crazy.
Well, I think most musicians experience that, but it's just that I go around with like 16 people on my bus all the time.
Don't do that.
Yeah, most bands are like 5 or 6. Yeah, but for us, is the way for us to bring the music. I don't want to compromise on the sound, and for me to be able to bring that sound as powerful as it should be, I need the manpower. And also, music is a social institution. So I don't want people to lose their jobs because I want to save some money. I don't look at my music from the idea of profit making. Yes, we want to make money and live comfortably and not have to beg or grovel to be what we want to be. But at the same time, people's family depend on their job. People depend on it. And music as well has to empower as much people as it can. So big band music for me is really great. It's a shame people don't embrace it as much. And I'm surprised. We all want to give our money to a one-man show, when you see a man and 15 people that is trying to feed 15 families, and then you ignore the music, even if it's better than the one-man show musical, you want to ignore that. I feel humanity needs to also support people that support them. The apathy is just sickening.
It all relates back.
Yeah, we need to, if we really believe that we want things to move forward, let's support those things that are not promoting the status quo. Let's not support music that is telling our youth that they are nothing because they don't have money. Let's not support music that is telling young people that they can take their girlfriends because they don't have money. A young man shouldn't have to listen to music and suddenly be depressed and start thinking. A young man should listen to music and be uplifted. A young man should listen to music and be inspired, and not inspired towards negativity. No, you have to inspire them towards greatness, towards community, towards building, towards social development and responsibility. This is what our music should do for us, especially in Africa. I think the problem we have in the world, I don't know how to articulate it, is that it's even become more and more of a global phenomenon. I mean, people all over the world, is the neoliberal agenda of capitalism that is destroying any chance of people to actually live a nice and decent life. We live in a world today, not only in Africa though, because this ideology comes from America and it's hurting people in America. It's hurting people in Europe. It's hurting people in Asia. And even in America, where they say they are civilized, you see people who say they are educated now, shaming poor people. I mean, it's not even enough to have a job as a man today. If you have a job and you're not driving a Mercedes, they shame you. They shame you with music. They shame you with movies. They shame you with in the news. In everything, society shames you. And so imagine that kind of ideology in America. Now bring it to Africa, where 90% of us are in poverty. You know how desperate people have to be a man. You know, it is no longer noble to love your job. I mean, and this is the real issue here in Africa, and this is what our politicians are scared of. And this is the same ideology that they perpetuate. That's why they have to live in a big house. They have to drive in a big house, in a big car with 20 convoy, people following them, and military security everywhere. They have to wear the best shoes and use the best perfume and drink the best drink, and you know, because without this, you're not a successful man. But what is a successful man really in the sense of it? Are you taking care of your family? Are you paying your bills? You know, do you beg before you eat? Are you able to stand on your own 2 feet? You know, I think this is more relevant than the kind of car that you drive. And this is the ideology that is being spread in the world. You know, and it is used to, you know, to excuse their own profligacy, you know. You know,
That's crazy.
it is used to excuse their own excesses. Okay, what if Nkrumah never dreamed and just wanted to buy shit and
Sankara.
yeah, what if they never dreamed? You know, would you even be able to be an African man in Africa, standing on your own 2 feet and not be a second-class citizen? You know, so we also as black people have to reflect. You know, this is the 15% that we owe ourselves out of the 100% problem that we have in Africa. This is the 15% that the people must own out of the problem. This is the part of it. Even though we have to break that mindset. We have to fight against that constant programming, you know, that constant government control mechanism to make us feel that we are inadequate because of their propaganda of lavishness, you know, and excesses, you know.
It sounds like sounds like a bubble that's about to burst. Like,
No, I mean, well, no, but the bubble has burst. The bubble has burst long time. This is what I'm saying. People have to accept. We have to accept our responsibility. I know that 85% of Africa's problem is external, and 15% is internal. So we are working on these external problems to even be able to counter these external forces. We must build the internal strength, you know, and this is what I'm calling on the people for. It's our duty, it's our responsibility. This is where we are lacking as Africans, where we think that our issues will be solved by someone else. A lot of young people will be on my Facebook, my Twitter saying, "Seun, we are waiting for you." Why? I'm one guy. I mean, I'm waiting for you. You know.
That's deep. That's real talk.
Why you are waiting for me, I'm waiting for you. Everybody is waiting for each other and nobody is doing anything. Well, I can't blame young musicians in Africa if they are not a lot of big bands. As I said, big band music is not...
big bands. Just
Yeah, but it's big band. That's what it is. You need big, you know, if it's jazz, okay, quartet and things like that. But this is not being supported, you know. And the simple law of economics, you know, demand regulates supply. You know, that's all. You know, and what does he see? Me, I'm Fela's son. It took me 10 years to make it with my music, 10 years to get my first record deal. You know, so what would a young black man with the passion and ambition of making positive music, you know, how will he get the support he needs to start it? Maybe even if it's a 5-man band, be paying their rehearsal fee.
paying for equipment, John.
I mean, even if they don't have equipment, let's even say they have, but just keeping the band together alone is impossible for him. There are no grants, there's no government support, there's no artistic center where he can go, and there's nothing. And young people are gifted. At the same time, they want to let their talent, they don't want to waste their talent. So they go the one-man show, which I don't complain. The only thing I have against this is the message, the agenda behind it. You know, nobody is saying don't do your hip whatever you are doing. But come on, it's time. It's this generation. Let's make it our duty. You know, the generation before us, they were so Or they tried one, they tried to a certain extent, but at the same time they were oblivious. They didn't really care. They passed the burden. The generation before us really passed the burden. Not my father, but my elder brother's generation, They really passed the burden. They didn't really care. They played as because the opportunities were still there. The oppressors needed to fill the ranks. They needed the workforce to fill the ranks, to help them keep the wheels turning. So they filled the ranks and they are still all there. Now there's nothing left for us. You understand me?
So that's why we should.
So
Give us back.
are we going? Do you all want to wait for exactly? Do you all want to wait for them to die first before you can have a vision as a young African? If you're a nuclear physicist, talented nuclear physicist, Nigerian youth, do you see a future for yourself in Nigeria? If you are a talented chemist, do you see a future? If you are a talented rocket scientist, do you see a future right now? Do you see any government program that is in need of your expertise? Okay, so let's now relate to what we really need, That's what I'm saying. Everything. I listen to every music, even the songs I criticize, I listen to it.
You listen to know what's happening.
No, I listen to it, I mean, it's music that's, I listen to it because, even as much as, they call it commercial music for a reason, it gets you. But I listen to it the right way. I listen to it as entertainment.
Right.
It is not the music that should dictate my way of life. I listen to it and I see it as comedy, Black youth being comical,
Right. I wish everyone saw it that way.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's where it's wrong. That's where it's wrong because people feel that music is speaking to them. God should bless me with God can't bless you. Why God bless you with money? God did not even invent money. Me, I don't believe in God and I know this. God did not make money. God did not invent houses. He did not build all these things. When he created you according to your books, he put you out in the open in a garden. Right. So he didn't put you in any big house or anything. So if God is going to really bless you, the blessing he will give you is knowledge, health, wisdom and understanding, tolerance. He will give you patience. Yes, he will give you endurance. Humility, exactly. He will give you things that are not man-made, things that are in us, That's what he will give you, and you don't hear any of these people saying God has blessed them with any of that.
Bless me with car, house,
they will say they want the God of $40 to bless them. That's what they tell you.
It's in all the lyrics now.
Yeah, this is Seun Anikulapo Kuti reporting live from the Calcutta Republic Museum, and you are on Globetrotter TV, Africa.